right, welcome back, guys. If you know me at all, you know I'm a huge Savatage fan. And today we get to talk about Savatage. This is, we're going to take a look at the riffs for Ghost in the Ruins from the Streets album from 1991. One of my favorite albums of all time. Favorite guitar players of all time, Criss Oliva. Favorite songwriters of all time, Jon Oliva. Man, I love these guys. And sadly, Criss has passed on many years ago now, but he left us with a great legacy of material, and Savatage still presses on to this day. Hopefully they will do a new album very soon. Hint, hint. But yes, great band, and we're going to take a look at this riff in just a second. Make sure also down below you check out my free gift, 15 glam metal riffs you gotta know. Some really cool stuff in there, tab, Guitar Pro videos, just cool riffs to sink your fingers into. Alright, so make sure and check that stuff out, and let's go ahead and get started. We're standard tuning for the entire lesson here. Savatage was known to tune a whole step down on their early albums. When they started going a little bit more into this rock opera style, for some reason they started tuning up a bit or dropped detuning. But nonetheless, this makes this easier for you guys who don't have several guitars in different tunings. So this was just standard. And let's take a look at that clean intro first. It starts out in E minor, and it goes like this. There's where the heavy riff comes in. E minor chord, one of my favorite chord types, is sort of this, what I call an upside down chord here, where what we're going to do is play the low E string, and then the 7th fret on the A, and 4th fret on the D, and then the G and B strings are open. All right, and so we're just going to go. So you go straight down from the 6th string all the way to the 2nd, and then back to the G, the 3rd string, and then D, and then back to G. So that's the pattern for this first chord. Oops. And then we're going to drop the middle finger down on the 5th fret, lift up the pinky, 5th fret A string, and this time you're not going to play the low E string. And we're going to go. So slightly different pattern here, where you go, strings are A string, D, G, back to D, G, B, sorry, G, D, G. It's probably easier just to watch me play it. Again. G, back to D, skip over to B. Again, if you need the tab for this, make sure and head on over to Patreon. It's a free trial going on there right now for 7 days. You can check out everything going on. I know you're gonna love what you see over there. If you love this sort of music, and you like my teaching, then you're gonna find all kinds of cool stuff, and I keep adding to it every week. And so check that out. You get the tab and the Guitar Pro. So this chord is a D. It's D major chord, but it's also got a B in it and a G in it. G would be the 4th in D, and then the B note there would be the 6th. So it's like a D major 6th type of chord there, I think, is what we're looking at. D major 6th. D major sus 4 6. Hard to say there. I think of it just as a D chord in the key of E minor with some cool open strings. So we have this E minor, which is an E minor 9, by the way, chord, and then the D. And you just alternate between those. 4 times, and then we're going to move down to the C chord here and play the exact same picking pattern as we did here on the D 1 time, and then it comes in on the distorted A chord there. But that's all the clean part. So you're going to play this 4 times. Okay, 3 more of those, and then once. Picking wise, you can do this really however you want. I like to go all downs to the B string and then up, down, up. And then this one, I like just alternate pick it. But you might want to try some combination of downs and ups. It's at a slow enough tempo where you could kind of do a couple different ways. You just don't want to end up getting your pick hung up with a complicated picking pattern. So as simple as you can make it, the better. For the next part, we kick in with an A power chord. Alright, so that's the intro riff, and basically we're playing a low E string, chugging, and we're alternating between this chord and this chord, which is sort of like an E diminished. I'm playing 7A, 8D, and 9G. And then I'm coming back to 7 on the A and 7D, which is actually part of an A chord, but yeah, it just kind of alternates between those two. And then you play a G5 chord down at the 3rd fret. Play that twice, slide up to A, pick it again, and then slide it back. Like that. And there you have that main riff. So that's the whole first part of the riff. Second part of the riff, this will be the verse. That riff previously fits for the chorus. So here's the verse. That's the first part. We're going to play open E and then alternate between 5 on the A string and 7. And then we're going to go to the D string and play 7 with a quick slide up to 8. And then back to 7. It kind of goes. Okay, so that part is. Again, pinchies are welcomed here. And then it goes, notice the low E's in here. I'm not going to call out every string here because we'll be here forever, but you can get the tab, like I said, over at Patreon or just follow along here. So here we're playing 7, 5, 7 on the A after the open E, and then a little descending winding line here. That's 6, 5, 6 on the low E, 5, 3, 2, 3, 6, 6, 5, 6, 5, 3, 2, 3. So here we go. And it comes out to the low E. So let me play that whole first part. Love this. So at the end there, on the second time, it comes out of this to an F sharp. Now, while you hold down the F sharp, second fret on the low E, we're going to also play notes on the D string. 4, 2. Notice the low E still in there. And then this. And that's 5, 4, 2, pull off on the D string. And then 4, 5. So. Back to the F sharp. This last time we're just going to go 5, 4, 2, 4. Okay, so here's this whole section. Can't help but make metal faces when you're playing that. Right from there, we're going to go to this. Okay, so D up to E, slide power chord. Then we play this. And that's B flat, which is the flat 5 here in this key, which makes it sound very dark and evil. So it's B flat, G note, A power chord, back to G. We'll see that again in a second. So now back to this. Super cool little fill that Criss does in there. You don't have to play that, but you should. And so the riff, you could play it in a couple spots. You could play it here. And I'll just show you there. You could also play it, which might be easier because the strings are thinner here, but either way, you can find the notes. We're going to start on a C note on the D string 10th fret, and we're just going to pull that off 10, 9, 7 on the D, and then play 10 on the G, and then it's a 4-note descending pattern sequence. So like that. So the notes 10, 9, 7, D, 10 G, and then 9, 7 D, 10, 9 on the A, and then 7 on the D, 10, 9, 7 A, and then then 10, 9, 7, and then end on 9. Okay, so where that comes in at, you notice how it kind of hangs on that first note. It's one of the coolest things about Criss was his little fills and stuff. Awesome stuff, man. It was just brilliant at that kind of thing. So also, like I said, you could play it here. Just transfer it down. You can find the note C, B, 5th fret area on the G string and the D string. Now, this little cool part. So we just did, and then it goes. And this is a really cool chord here. It's an F sharp, and it's got an E in it, which makes it an F sharp minor 9 chord. I'm sorry, an F sharp minor 7 chord. So we have the root, the minor 3rd, and the flat 7. And so you're just hearing this ring out, and then it does this. Plays that again. So this, you're sliding up 9 to 11, and then playing 9 on the D, and then slide it back. Just on the A string there. 4 times, and then we're back into the main riff, and we just did this little transition. And that's that same little transition I showed you before off of the B flat chord. And then you're right back to. And that would be the chorus section. Let me see. Also, you can play this, which on the demo that I played, I doubled it. So you have this part. You can play down here and add in that low F sharp note. So if you do that, you've got the 2nd fret, low E, and then the chord would be 4 on the D, 2 on the G, and then 5 on the B string. And then this little bit would be slide 2 to 4, grab 2 on the A, 2 to 4 on the low E, 4 low E and back. Cool way to double it. You're playing the same notes, but one version has that lower section in it. So it's a nice way if you had 2 guitar players to do it. And there you go. That's the entire song. The solo is so beautiful over that clean section. And it's one of Criss's best solos. So I wanted to do that in a separate video so I can give it all the attention it deserves. But I hope you enjoyed this little foray into this beautiful, haunting song from Savatage, Ghost in the Ruins. All right, so once again, if you're looking for the tab for this, head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/Nick Layton Guitar, and you will find the tab and guitar profiles for this and a whole bunch of other cool stuff and cool people. So that's it, guys. I'll see you next time. Rock on.